सोच में सकारात्मकता लाएं, जीवन को बेहतर बनाएं। मनोदर्पण पर कॉल लगाएं, मनोबल अपना और बढ़ाएं। मनोदर्पण पर कॉल लगाएं, मनोबल अपना और बढ़ाएं। चलो आज ही प्रण ले हम, मानसिक स्वास्थ्य सुधारे हम। चलो आज ही प्रण ले हम, मानसिक स्वास्थ्य सुधारे हम। मनोदर्पण के काउंसलर से परामर्श पाने के लिए डायल करें टोल फ्री नंबर 844-844-0632। नंबर एक बार फिर सुने 844-844-0632।
नमस्कार, आप सभी का स्वागत है एनसीईआरटी के लाइव इंटरैक्टिव सेशन में। मैं हूं सिमरन सिंह एंड यू हैव ऑल कनेक्टेड विद अस थ्रू eVidya चैनल नंबर 6 to 12. Besides this, there are so many different mediums through which you can all connect with us, and one of them is our YouTube channel. As you all know, it's ncertofficial. And for this half an hour, we have our special session of Sahyog. As you all know that Sahyog and Paricharcha are two important sessions under the initiative that is MANODARPAN by Ministry of Education, Government of India as a part of Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, and we come up with these sessions with certain important and interesting topics for all of you to enhance the mental well-being and provide psychosocial support to all the learners, all the students who keep on connecting with us in the diverse programs throughout the day. So you must be thinking, what is the topic we are going to discuss today in today's Sahyog program? Well, it is about the power of boosting our mind and body, that is resilience. So resilience is quite an important term. It is basically the flexibility that helps us in adjusting to different situations, even in the situations of adversities, managing ourselves in difficult circumstances so that we can overcome any sort of obstacle. So providing us more insights into how it is related with the mind and body of an individual. For that we have our experts. So allow me to introduce you with the experts for the program. In the conversation we have with us Ms. Tage Yebyang from Niri, Shillong, NCERT. Namaskar, ma'am. A very warm welcome to you. Then we also have our practicing counselor in the conversation, Ms. Bhashwati Barua, ma'am. Namaskar, ma'am. Good afternoon.
नमस्कार, गुड आफ्टरनून।
आपका भी बहुत बहुत स्वागत है। और जितने भी दर्शक हमारे साथ जुड़े हैं आज के इस सत्र में, आपको बता देते हैं कि यदि आपके जहन में कोई भी सवाल आते हैं, सो फील फ्री टू कनेक्ट विद अस थ्रू दिस नेशनल टेली हेल्पलाइन नंबर दैट इज फ्लैशिंग ऑन योर स्क्रीन्स. It is 844-844-0632. Besides this, you can always connect with us and you can write to us at this mail ID of Sahyog, that is sahyog.ncert@ciet.nic.in. So viewers, today we are talking about resilience. So what is resilience? What is the power of resilience? For that, I would like to invite Tage ma'am in the conversation first.
Thank you. When we speak about resilience, it's about, in Hindi we often call it as lochak, or sometimes we call it as loj. And then, like, when we talk about power of resilience, it is about like overcoming out of different adversities, different turmoil in life. And then I would also like to start this discussion by quoting Nelson Mandela, who said that, "Do not judge me by my successes, judge me by how many times I fell down and got back." When we talk about resilience, it's about the capacity to actually come up, come back from different kind of problems in life. It is about the capacity to remain flexible and in our thoughts, feelings and behavior when faced by different life disruptions. Different life disruption, it can be for a short duration, or also it can be for the extended periods of pressure. And then when we talk about resilience, it is about how we will come out of the problems and the difficulties much stronger, wiser, and then more able. And like we can understand by the skill that when we have this skill of resilience, people tend to have different advantages. And among many advantages that we have, like some of the advantages that like I would like to share with you is one that is the belief that they can influence life events, and then also to tendency to find meaning, purpose in life's turmoil, and then have conviction that they can learn from any given experiences. It can be positive or negative. Resilience is the power to overcome, adjust, and persevere. Can you please move to the next slide? Here, in order for you to better understand about the power of resilience, I have tried to bring out different characteristics of resilience, and then these characteristics have been stressed by different great personalities. First one, we have growth mindset. According to this, we have Albert Einstein who has talked about this. Albert Einstein mentioned that it's not that I am so smart, I just stay with problems longer. And then we have Carl Jung, who has mentioned about the internal locus of control. He mentioned that I am not what happened to me, I am what I choose to become. And then the third characteristic is about strong self-worth. Then the fourth one, we have perseverance and grit. Next, we have courage. The next characteristic we have is optimism. We have sense of meaning, then self-compassion, community and support. And the last one, which is related to the power of resilience, is to have humor. And for humor, Albert Hubbard has quote this particular line, which I feel that it's very important for all of us, which says, don't take life too seriously. You will never get out alive. You have to live in the given situation. You have to come out of the problems, understand the emotions, and then come up with the solution in much constructive way.
So thank you so much for apprising us a lot about resilience, what are the different characteristics of resilience and how it acts as a power both for mind and body. So how it is associated with the mind and body of an individual, let's try and understand this concept, and for that I would like to invite Bhashwati ma'am in the conversation.
Yeah, sure. So as we know, our mind and body both are interrelated, and for which resilience is associated with mind and body of an individual. So if we see the term resilience, it basically related the process and as well as the way through which we can able to overcome from an adverse situation of life. So in this diagram we can see our resilience mainly associated with our body, that is called physical resilience, then our heart, then mind and spirit. So in case of our body, if we see, the first thing is the movement, then nutrition, then recovery. So first of all, movement deals with the regular exercise. If we practice the regular exercise or regular walking, cycling, then it can help us to develop the physical resilience in our body. Like that, if we use nutritious food in our daily routine, then it can increase the physical resilience of us and it helps us to deal with the adverse situation of life physically. Then coming to the heart part, emotions is the thing. Emotions, heart is associated with emotions. So in case of emotions, it helps us to control our emotion in stressful situations, or if it also helps us to control the anxiety or the situation of depression. Then it helps, through resilience we can able to understand how to maintain the social relationship. So we can see resilience is also associated with social resilience, and in this case relationship is important. And vulnerability, how much we are vulnerable to certain situation, how much we are vulnerable, and thus we have the capability of to cope with that situation or not. Then coming to the mind, uh, meditation is the concentration developing technique. So in case of mind, resilience help to develop our concentration in towards a particular work. Then it develops our growth mindset, as ma'am have said already. Then efficiency, if we can able to develop a growth mindset, then it definitely becomes it definitely becomes to helps to develop our efficiency level towards some work. Then coming to the spirit, it helps us to, or we can say it provides us to as a purpose towards our life. Then generosity, that we should willingly provide gratitude towards others. We should provide help towards others how as much as we can. And presence, we sometimes we have to understand our presence in this world. We have to feel that thing through some meditation techniques, through some mindfulness technique, like that. So in this thing we can assume that resilience is associated with mind and body of an individual very closely. So without resilience, we cannot control our mind, we cannot control our body, as well as cannot control our social life. So resilience is associated with everything. Thank you.
Of course, resilience plays a very important role both when it comes to mind and body, keeping us calm, more involved, engaged and enthusiastic, of course. So, what are certain basic pillars of resilience? For that we have with us Tage ma'am again. Yes, Tage ma'am, I will request you to apprise our viewers about the basic pillars of resilience.
Yes, if I have to talk about the basic pillars of resilience, here I would like to discuss the 5 basic pillars. The first one is being self-aware, which is like self-awareness, having conscious knowledge about one's personality. It will include understanding your weaknesses, your strength, your emotions, and also what are the things which motivates you. And then next one is about mindfulness, which is being present, being fully present. And then when we are talking about mindfulness, we also have to understand that the things which are happening in around us, it can be most of the things which are happening in around us, it is out of our control. So you need not be overly reactive or be overwhelmed by whatever is happening. And then the third pillar of resilience is self-care. And self-care, it's different for everyone. And then for self-care, I would like to mention here that one has to make an intentional effort to practice self-care. It can be in the way how we treat ourselves, or at times you need to forgive yourself. And then the fourth one is having positive relationship. Here, positive relationship is with the people around you. It can be your friends, family, as well as your teachers, and in general, all the people around you. And then the fifth one, which is I believe that it's very important aspect of resilience, which is having purpose in life. When we have purpose in life, it shape our mindset and our attitude towards others, as well as our own experiences. And this purpose will also help us to recognize that we belong, and then we are here to serve something bigger than ourselves.
All right. So, having discussed the different aspects of resilience, I believe it is a very pertinent question how one can become more resilient in their life, at the same time involving both mind as well as body, that is physical and mental well-being and awareness. So, Bhashwati ma'am, please help us with that area.
Yeah, so to follow something, first of all, we have to know the techniques, right? So let's see the techniques of developing resilience in one's life. First and the foremost technique of developing resilience is set realistic goals in life. Never set something we cannot achieve, because it can create distress in our mind, for which we can also face some physical problems also. That's why always try to set realistic goals according to your own capabilities, according to your own abilities. Secondly, try to develop and sustain a strong relationship with your near ones, with your neighbors, with your family, with your friends, and with the whole society. Then regard crisis positively. Yes, crisis is the essential thing in our life. We face crisis in our daily life, so that's why try to regard those crises positively. Take those crises as an opportunity, so that it helps you to develop your resilience ability. Then coming to the fourth thing, create opportunities for growth from challenges. Always try to learn something new from your challenges. For example, from the COVID-19 pandemic, we can we the whole world can learn one thing, that social contact is very much necessary for all of us. Though COVID-19 is a challenge for us, but we can learn various new things from that pandemic time. So that's why always try to uh, learn something new from the challenges you face in your life, in your work life or in your daily life, like that. Then maintain a positive outlook. Always try to be optimistic towards your life. Always try to maintain a positive and try to find positivity everywhere. Then it can help you to develop the resilience ability uh, in yourself. Be flexible. Rigidity, actually in the modern time, rigidity does not work most of the cases, in most of the cases. So try to be flexible, try to cope with every situation, whatever the situation is easy or the tough for you. Then take care of your physical and mental health. Yes, it is very necessary to take care of your both physical as well as your mental health. Then always try to help others as much as you can, and you should be grateful. That means try to provide gratitude towards others. It can develop a intense feeling of pleasure in uh, your inner self, through which it helps you to develop the resilience ability in your life. So these are some of the easy techniques through which you can develop the resilience ability in your life, and you can become successful. Thank you.
Of course, and I'm pretty sure that our viewers will take a note of the important areas that have been highlighted by you, the different techniques that we can use to be more resilient. And at the same time, I believe the important aspect is getting to know how resilience can play a big, or I should say a major role in our life. Can it act as a transformation? What are the good deeds we can do? So, Tage ma'am, very quickly please apprise us about these positive outcomes of resilience, or how does it impact our life?
Okay, when we talk about how resilience can make us stronger, one has to firstly understand this, that resilience is something which will make us stronger, not just physically, not just mentally, but also emotionally. I have tried to highlight some of the key aspects, which is which is the outcome of being resilient, or practicing resilience in our life. The first one is, the person who is resilient will have a survival mentality. Then the next is having effective emotional regulation. Then we have feeling in control. Then the person who is resilient, they are also a problem solver. They often practice problem solving skills. Then they have self-compassion. You are not compassionate, with others, but also with yourself. Then we have having a positive social support. Um, or when we are discussing about how resilience is going to make us stronger, I would also like to quote these lines, which is very important, and I feel everyone needs to understand that this, which is resilience does not eliminate stress or erase life's difficulties. Life's difficulties, stress, change is part of our life. People who possess this quality, the skill of resilience, they don't see life through rose-colored lenses. Rather, they understand that setbacks happen, change happens, and that sometimes life is hard and painful. Resilience gives people the strength to tackle problems head-on, overcome all adversities, and move on with their lives. And just just that I'm talking about how resilience makes us stronger. I also want to highlight this point that
ma'am, you are sharing
skill
certain
of-
important details with our viewers, but due to paucity of time, I'll have to request you to please conclude your words.
Yes. I want to share this last point that I believe that everyone should understand this, that the skill of resilience should be taught from very early age.
Of course, that is so important, and today we were discussing about this important area, that is resilience, how it can create an impact in our lives, and what are the different maybe techniques through which you can be more resilient, and how it is associated with the mind and the body, that is the mental well-being as well as physical well-being. Thank you to both the experts who have connected with us in this conversation. Thank you Bhashwati ma'am, and thank you Tage Yavyang ma'am for connecting with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you to all the viewers who have connected with CIT and CRT for this particular live interactive session of Sahyog. Before wrapping up this session, an important piece of announcement for all our viewers. Well, this is with regard to a competition, and the last date for submitting your entries is 10th of January 2024. We are happy to announce that All India Children's Educational E-Content Competition for this year has been announced for all of you, and if you are a teacher, educator, student, independent educational e-content creator, so we invite you to send in your best e-content for the competition. For more details and the registration form, you can visit the activity section of our official website, that is www.ciet.ncrt.gov.in. Either you can scan the QR code flashing on your screens. The last date for sending your entry is 10th of January 2024. Once again, thank you so much for connecting with us. Well, this was Sahyog program for all of you, but do not go anywhere because we are wrapping this program. But next up, we have our important program on school leadership and development. So stay connected, keep watching eVidya channels. Namaskar.
सोच में सकारात्मकता लाएं, जीवन को बेहतर बनाएं। मनोदर्पण पर कॉल लगाएं, मनोबल अपना और बढ़ाएं। मनोदर्पण पर कॉल लगाएं, मनोबल अपना और बढ़ाएं। चलो आज ही प्रण ले हम, मानसिक स्वास्थ्य सुधारे हम। चलो आज ही प्रण ले हम, मानसिक स्वास्थ्य सुधारे हम। मनोदर्पण के काउंसलर से परामर्श पाने के लिए डायल करें टोल फ्री नंबर 844-844-0632। नंबर एक बार फिर सुने 844-844-0632।